What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pat's Chat. I'm Doug Kyed, joined as always by Michael Hurley. It's been quite a while since we've done this,
Yeah.
but you are listening to the Pat's Chat podcast, proud member of the CLNS Media Network. Make sure to hit subscribe on the Pat's Chat channel on Pat's on CLNS. Turn on notifications for when a new video drops in the channel. Michael, how's your summer been?
Not as good as yours. Every time I open up Instagram, you're on a paddleboard.
Yeah, I get to enjoy the summer. It's nice. We've been on the Cape a lot.
A nice month and a half there to soak it in. But I did get a good trip. I was at Old Orchard. Yeah. And when you book a week at a beach, you're like, I hope we get a few beach days. It was too many beach days. Like by the end, I was like, the sun, could you give it a rest? Like I want a cloud. Like when a cloud came, I was like hooting and hollering. But you can't complain because great beach days.
It has been great beach days. It's been like you said, like my wife could just be on the beach every day. So that's kind of what we do when we're on the Cape. And it's been a hot summer. So you kind of constantly have to be going to the water. You got the umbrella, but I don't really like putting the umbrella up, but I have to. And it's like, then it gets cold under the umbrella. So
cold.
It can get a little chilly under the umbrella.
I don't think you use that word correctly, but that's fine. I say it's a difficult summer for Massachusetts beachgoers because first you had the diarrhea water coming through from Haverhill, ruining all the North Shore beaches. And now if you go outside, you're in this glowing smokestack, which
is weird. Yeah.
What's weird is yesterday I was outside and I was like, this seems like wildfire smoke. And it hadn't even been on the news yet.
Right.
And so we went from 5 years ago, never hearing about living in a cloud of wildfire smoke from 3,000 miles away to now being able to recognize it before anyone tells you about it. So I think but then the flip side is you're like, well, at least it's not 93 degrees and boiling.
Yep.
So there's a balance to your global warming equation there.
I'm hoping it's gone by tomorrow because I'll be back on the Cape tomorrow it's going to be my last weekend of the summer coming up, which is.
Why is that, Doug? What's coming up next week?
Patriots training camp beginning on Saturday, July 25th. I think we'll be at Gillette on the 24th, but we're bearing the lead. You have a job.
That's true. Trash man, my dream job. I'm riding on the back of the truck. I'm hopping out. I've always wanted to do it, so I got it. But no, I did start at NBC Sports Boston this week.
Congratulations.
Very exciting. It's I worked with them last summer temporarily when they had a couple people out.
You must have done a good job.
I guess so. You never know until you know. So very happy about that because but anyone listening or watching that didn't know, it's been it was March of 25 when I got laid off. And it was really November of 24 when they blew up the radio show.
I was going to say it feels longer than that. And it kind of is.
November of 24 was when it was like, and piece things together. A lot of people helped me out. I want to thank Greg Bedard. He reached out when he didn't have to and sort of kept me afloat there a little bit. So I felt bad leaving BSJ for that reason, but obviously had to. Thanks to Greg, thanks to a lot of people that helped me out. Got some good advice, got some good perspective throughout it all.
You've gone from having like 5 jobs to now like 1 big job, but maybe still like 3. No, I guess I don't know because I don't know if you're still doing radio stuff.
Still do some radio stuff. Obviously, a little less available for it.
Right.
No longer delivering mail in the greater Boston area.
Yeah, that's breaking news.
That was my cash job. Well, I reached a point where it's like, all right, you could sit, and anyone that's been through it knows this. You could sit and apply to jobs all day, every day, but at a certain point, it's counterproductive. So I was like, I need to make some cash. And the only people that let me make some cash were the United States Postal Service because, let's be frank, they're a bit of a mess. So I made some money there. I delivered some mail, which was an experience.
Delivered some mail. You worked at BSJ. You did NBC Sports Boston stuff.
Yeah, I helped edit the Super Bowl program in the NFL draft program.
Yep.
There were weeks where I was doing like 5 jobs a day.
It was hard to schedule podcast. Yeah, the podcast is a job too. You get
paid for this. Yeah. So I got in the office this morning and saw this hat, and I was like, I can't believe I delivered mail. Like I don't even remember that. It was a weird, strange chapter. But anyways, we're past it, and now I'm just doing what I've always done. So turning out content for the people.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And you began this week, you said?
Started Monday. Saw Andrew last night. He was in for TV.
Nice.
Gave me a high five. Your partner, Andrew Callahan. So it's that time of year. Like it's funny. This is the dead week and everyone laments it, but it's like you kind of know what's coming next week, and it's sort of just like. Whew.
I mean, I will say we're going to catch you up on what's happened right now. Nothing. Basically, nothing's happened.
Keishon Booty posted eyeballs on Instagram. So there's one thing.
There has not been one moment where I thought, do I have to hop on the laptop to start posting something here?
Yeah, not a thing. I mean, even contracts like the Aka situation is still the same it was. The Gonzalez situation is not even anything. I mean, Gonzalez sort of started a Twitter fight with the aforementioned Greg Bedard, but that doesn't represent any change in this contract situation. So, yeah, really no boat incidents with the newly acquired Patriots wide receiver. So that's a step up from a year ago.
We learned AJ Brown and Jaylen Brown are cousins.
That's what Jaylen Brown said. We haven't checked the records, but we'll just take his word for it. I don't know. Sure.
Jaylen Brown got traded.
Jaylen Brown did get traded. We haven't talked. When was our last podcast? Like mid-June?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown got traded. The Red Sox are back.
Yep, Red Sox are back. I don't know what's going on with the Bruins.
Oh, they traded.
Have you got World Cup fever?
I actually do.
I did too. It's kind of crazy.
I've watched every match. I will say I was really disappointed by France-Spain.
Yeah.
But once Spain scored on the PK or on the penalty, it was like, this is over. Because I saw a graphic before the match. They had allowed 8 shots in their 6 matches. So didn't really like France's chance after falling behind. So
yeah.
It's been great. I've watched everything.
The US kind of shit the bed a little bit, not gonna lie.
I mean, it feels like it's been 3 months since the US played.
I know. It's only been what, 2 weeks?
A week. It was last Monday, so a week, not 9 days. But I mean, I didn't really expect them to really do much better than that.
Once they were out, I shifted my cheering fandom to Norway.
Me too.
And they lost.
Yeah, that was a tough one for me as a longtime Norwegian fan.
I actually learned when I was in Disney World with my mom and Olivia that I'm a very small percentage Norwegian.
I can see it.
I always thought I was just English, Swedish, Danish, and Lithuanian, but you got to throw in some Norwegian in there as well now.
My wife, her parents are from Sicily, which is the most invaded island in the world. So she has many siblings, and they all look like strangers, basically. And so we've always sort of figured there's some Viking blood in there somewhere. So
yeah, for sure.
That was my connection to it. But yeah,
but now I guess since I'm a quarter English, my grandmother was born in England. I guess I'll cheer for England now.
I guess Patriots related twist on it. Place looked great with natural grass. Like all the stadiums, maybe except for MetLife, but even MetLife, they had that. I think England, Norway there, right? There was a big. England beat someone there. It wasn't Norway, but either way, even MetLife looked good with grass. And if you can make MetLife look good, like grass needs to come back. Like enough with your freaking concert series and monster trucks. I know you got to make money, but the NFL is such a separate entity from anything. Like it shouldn't follow logical
It's pretty
principles.
crazy, yeah.
It just shouldn't follow logical principles. Like all these soccer players will only play on grass.
Right.
The football players need to take a stand because it's better for you. It's better for they're the only drawback is it's harder to maintain if you want to have events on your stadium floor.
I mean, they throw down the plastic anyway, so it's not like you're driving directly onto turf, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it kills it. It's bad for the grass. There's no doubt. And then you get fields like Pittsburgh will have Pitt play on Saturdays and then host the Steelers on Sundays. That's not good. No, and they'll have high school games on Fridays. So it's like, well, you got to get people off this grass. So I don't know. There's no easy solution, but I'll just say it was a thing of beauty seeing the grass out there.
It was. I'm kind of glad that the whole foreigners are discovering America. I'm glad that's kind of passed now at this point. That got a little old after a while.
Like, wow, not everyone's an a-hole like you see on TV. And it's like, that's true. Most people are people.
Yeah.
But who's we got Argentina. Why am I blanking? Who are they playing? England. Argentina, England.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. That'll be better than Spain, France.
Hopefully.
I really don't like Harry Kane.
Interesting. He's a Patriots fan, isn't he?
I don't know, but in a world where everyone is a dramatic flopper and faker, he stands out as a special one, and I don't like it.
There were some at the end of the France game yesterday where I'm just like, have some pride.
The goalkeeper, when he got bumped by Mbappe, and it was like, I thought he got kicked in the face that one time. I was real excited for the replay, but no kick in the face.
It's still the one thing that I have a hard time processing and dealing with in soccer.
And it can be eradicated. The women don't do it. You watch the Women's World Cup. They're not writhing in pain every 3 seconds.
It's ridiculous. It's silly.
The tournament being like that, like Italy's not even in it.
Right.
Imagine if my Italian brethren were in there, how much worse it would be.
Seriously. But with the Patriots, well, I think the two big things we're still watching now as training camp nears are what you mentioned earlier, Christian Gonzalez contract situation, and the Gabe Akis contract situation. I was on Toucher and Hardy this morning. No big deal. And I said something I don't think I regret. I'm a little more concerned about the Akis situation than the Gonzalez situation.
Why?
Because it's a little more unprecedented.
I guess the injury
He's the only second-round pick who's not signed. And there's so much uncertainty around it where I think Fred asked, like, why is Akis not signing this? And like based on what Mike Reese wrote, that the Patriots want to put some protections in his contract regarding the injury. I can understand why Akis doesn't want those in his contract. And I can understand why the Patriots don't want to sign him to a normal contract until they know that he's healthy. So it's this standoff where it seems to make sense on both sides why neither party wants to sign a contract, but it's also hurting both the player and the team, probably the team more than the player right now, by having him not in the facility and in the building.
I think it's hurting the player more than the team.
Really interesting.
There's a reason you have rookie camp. There's a reason you have to get in the building, and it's to be away from them. Like Vrabel seemed pissed about it. I know they need him. I don't have the highest expectations for him. Maybe they do. I just think that he's missing a critical element of your rookie season. I guess at that,
I think position, I look at it more selfishly where like, I think he's going to get paid regardless. So it hurts it will hurt the team's on-field performance. And like, yeah, it could hurt Akis's career, but if he's going to get paid regardless, then like, it doesn't necessarily hurt him that much.
To argue against myself, and you might talk to these guys more than I do, maybe they would take umbrage with this statement. If you're an edge rusher, you're probably not too deep in scheme. Like you've got to understand a few principles and follow them, but it's not as if you're a running back. And
you basically just can't be selfish. You can't like be out there just trying to get sacks. Like you've got to abide by the rules of the system.
Yes. And it's straightforward. I won't say simple, but it's straightforward. So I guess to that point there, but still you want to get in, you want to be on the field. To me, it's less concerning because like what's the end result for either side? Like are you going to play in the NFL or are you going to not play in the NFL? And if you're going to play in the NFL, here's your contract and you'll sort out the details. So that one concerns me less. The Gonzalez thing, I just don't know if the Patriots and the Crafts understand that this is what you have to do to operate in the NFL now. Like Bill Belichick's gone. You don't have the boogeyman there to sit there and be like, this is how we do contracts. If you want premier talent, you have to pay premier prices, and it's time to pay up. And do they accept that and acknowledge that? Until they do it, I can't say yes. I can't say definitely they will.
I still am of the belief, and this isn't like sourced, but I still just think it gets done. And maybe I'm just being a weird optimist about this, but I go back to the fact that since we talked about this last, which feels like a long time ago, there still haven't been more first-round picks from the 2023 NFL draft class to sign an extension. So we're still only at like, what is it, 4 or 5 guys. Devon Witherspoon still doesn't have his contract. The top running backs, the top quarterbacks, none of those guys have their contract yet. The complicating factor here is that Christian Gonzalez essentially held in for minicamp, and he wasn't out there for OTAs. So we don't know how he's going to handle training camp without a contract extension. I simply don't know. If he holds in and if he's not out there all summer, yeah, it's a big deal and it stinks. And something has to get done there. If he's willing to play ball and be out there and assume that a contract is going to get done, then I don't think it's a big deal. So I think that's the biggest thing we're watching now for next Saturday, is whether or not he's on the field or not. But I also think, like, based on the way that they've signed Milton Williams, based on the fact that they traded for AJ Brown despite his high contract, the money they were willing to hand out last offseason, signing Romeo Dobbs. Under Bill Belichick, they always wanted to make every signing a bargain. Like, Bill Belichick was the guy that you never want to trade with in fantasy football, because he's always trying to win one over on you and win the deal.
Sure.
This current Patriots front office and faction seems more willing to pay market prices for players, both in trades and in contracts. So that leads me to believe that things are being done differently now.
I would think so. I mean, this is just the reality of it. And there is still, I guess, if I were to argue for what the Crafts may be thinking, I don't know. You have a player who's missed time due to injury twice. You have a player who is technically under team control for 3 years if you take the franchise tag into play.
Right.
This year, next year on the option, and then a tag year,
right.
Which, if you do the math out, the option pays him what, 20 something? And
yeah.
Call the tag. Right. We'll say it'll be 30 by then, whatever. So
yep.
You could get the next 3 years. Theoretically, he's under contract for the next 3 years for $54 million, whatever it may be. I don't think that's realistic, but if I had a business, maybe I would think that way. Maybe I would say, well, this is what I have. I keep saying, I keep pounding the table, two things. One, the rookie wage scale was put in place to protect you from overpaying a first-round draft bust. But the flip side of that is, when you have a superstar emerge from your first-round pick, you have to pay him after 3 years. Like, I don't think that's some people on the internet will always be like, you signed a contract, you got to honor it. It's like, that does not apply in the National Football League.
Right.
People get cut every day that had contracts that are not honored by the team. And in this case, the player has a value, and he had no choice in that contract. The amount was slotted. And after 3 years, when you actually pay off that first round pick, this is when you get paid for it. The second thing is, and Andrew was making this point last night, I was the first. So Pat's Chat exclusive. I've been saying it for how long? 2 months. If you sign into this extension and a year down the line, 2 years down the line, you run into financial strain, you can trade him then. He will still have value outside of breaking his leg 3 times, which probably won't happen. Sauce Gardner was signed 3 months later. He was traded for 2 first-round picks. You won't always get that, because the Colts thought they were going to win the Super Bowl for some reason, which was, they're bad.
But like the Rams exist. There's always a team that's willing to make these deals.
And if he keeps this play up, he was your best player on a Super Bowl run. You want to keep him. Players, teammates like him. Vrabel bought in on him after a while. I think there was a getting to know each other period. And I think by the end, Vrabel was locked in on him. I think Vrabel likes him. And you know what's like, you have a defense that was good enough last year.
Yeah.
But definitely not great. That probably got a little worse. So if you introduce any sort of complication to that, you're going to be worse. So to me, there's really no risk in signing him outside of injury, which is like, it's the NFL. Everything has an injury risk. If he continues to be the player that he already has proven to be, he'll have trade value if you can't afford him in a year or two.
Yeah.
So I don't see the drawback.
Yeah, premier players can typically be traded for first-round picks at any time. So, yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, for me, I've made this point before, but how many players on your team do you want to sign to a long-term high money extension? Other than Drake May, no one on the roster?
That's a good point.
So, like, if you're going to be spending money on extensions, spend it on Christian Gonzalez. Like, I don't know. I mean, genuinely, there's not another player on the roster that we can think of right now other than Drake May.
Well, just go through the drafts in recent years. Like, Campbell hasn't obviously proven he's going to be an established tackle.
Right. Henderson hasn't.
Williams, forget about it.
Outside of 2024, outside of Drake May in 2024, that's a complete.
That draft class is gone.
Done.
You have even the year before that, Keon White was your second round pick behind Christian Gonzalez. Mapu's gone. Like, you're right. When it comes to young,
who else are you paying?
Yeah.
So, and they still have a significant amount of cap space too.
Yeah, there's really no reason not to do it. When I argue from the Patriots side, it's just what I don't know if I would say concerned, what I would think they might be thinking. And that's why I don't know until they change their entire business process, which they should. I don't know that they're gonna, but I think they should.
So currently the Patriots have nearly $35 million in cap space this year. Next year they've got almost 25 million. And in 28, they have 130 million. And
that is the drawback though. And when I was talking to Andrew last night, it came up is, so you're going to pay Christian Gonzalez and give him a massive bonus and then trade him after and make a team pay less for him. So that would be the complication, right? Where you're still paying. But if that is a cash flow situation, not a cap situation,
right?
Which I say I will never feel bad for an ownership group that has to pay football players cash.
No. And one significant factor when I mentioned all the cap space, where like obviously the Patriots have a lot more in 2028 than they do in 26 or 27. The extension doesn't really kick in until 2028. Like, yes, they'll have to pay the prorated signing bonus, but like the big money salaries won't kick in until 2028 because he's still on the 4th year of his rookie contract this year. He's going to be on the 5th year option next year. And then the extension really kicks in. So I don't know. I'm just, everyone I think wants this deal to get done. And maybe it's Gonzalez's side being just as hesitant to sign something right now than the Patriots because he shares an agent with Devon Witherspoon. Maybe they want to get both those deals done at the same time. Maybe they want to get Witherspoon done first, then Gonzalez, because Witherspoon has been the more decorated player. He's got more Pro Bowls, All Pros, whatever. But a player with Gonzalez's skill set is probably going to be more valuable contract-wise in the NFL.
And if it doesn't work out, they could always go back and find DJ James because he's always around the ball. Yeah, no, I guess I'm curious when it gets done. Am I wrong? Because everyone, and you did it, and I've probably done it, and everyone does it. They're like, well, Witherspoon. Are they in the same stratosphere? Like, I know that he was drafted much higher. Are we talking the same caliber?
I think they're the same caliber pure player, but Gonzalez is 6'3", 200 pounds, whereas Witherspoon is, was he 6 feet, 5'11", something like that. So like he's less valuable as a player because of his size and skill set, but he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He was a second-team All-Pro last year.
He's very good.
He's currently the more accomplished player of the two.
Well, he won the Super Bowl, though. Gonzalez would have been the MVP if the Patriots had somehow scored some safeties or something. I don't know. I just feel it's always, even McDuffie. Like, I don't know if McDuffie is as good as Gonzalez, but he's obviously the financial benchmark. So I can see from Gonzalez's side being like, I really don't care what those guys make. This is what I'm worth.
Yeah. No, I agree, but I think the fact that they share an agent plays a factor.
Yeah.
Because it's not really Christian Gonzalez being the one negotiating. It's his agent. So I think it might complicate factors. It might simplify factors. We'll see how it all works out. But as of now, like I said, like until we see all of these different guys in that draft class sign their extensions, it's kind of normal that Gonzalez doesn't have the deal.
This is risky on my part.
Yes.
2023 first-round picks that have signed extensions. I know Will Anderson, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jack Campbell.
Okay, I wouldn't have gotten Jack Campbell.
And
who else was I got the let me see. Bijan hasn't. Jalen Carter.
I don't think Jalen Carter has.
Jameer Gibbs didn't, right?
He has not.
Will McDonald with the Jets.
No.
Ooh, so remember Broderick Jones? Remember people wanted the Patriots to draft him?
It might just be Campbell.
Zay Flowers hasn't. Quentin Johnston hasn't. Jordan Addison.
No. It might just be JSN, Will Anderson, and Jack Campbell. That might be the only three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think Skoronski has. Forbes has been on like 3 different teams. So yeah, that's kind of the point, is that it's more usual than not for those guys to not be signed to contracts.
Okay. All right. Do you want this? This is fun. I like this.
Jalen Carter's the one. I'll have to double check on Jalen Carter.
So I'm guessing it's because of games played. But let me see. Yeah, I always like to look at Pro Football Reference's weighted approximate value. Christian Gonzalez is like 20th.
Oh,
again, most likely because of the time missed. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the top of the list. Puka at 177. That was a good pick. Will Anderson, Bijan Robinson, CJ Stroud, Zay Flowers, Devon Achane. Yeah, I guess I don't like weighted approximate value when like a running back is 6th and Christian Gonzalez is 20th ish.
Right.
But just interesting. I'm just trying to think about the negotiating back and forth and what you're looking at.
No, absolutely.
Only 34 games played is a hit there.
Yeah, it is. But obviously been very good in those 34 games. Missed a full season, which plays a huge factor. And then missed, what was it, 3 or 4 games? 3 games with a hammy last year?
It's the classic case of being a number 1 receiver, where if I were to, you probably know because you're Doug Kyed, let's be honest. But let's do trivia for the people. How many career interceptions does Christian Gonzalez have?
Oh God, is it like 1 or 2?
3. Okay. So it's the classic case of being the number 1 corner that doesn't get thrown at as much. Yeah. So I guess that hurts his weighted approximate value. We know how good he is.
Remember when Bill Belichick was on Monday Night Football and he was criticizing the Falcons for signing AJ Terrell to a huge contract extension? He was like, the guy has 0 interceptions.
I don't remember that.
It lingers in my mind because the Falcons famously didn't hire Bill Belichick, but it was just so transparent for him to be criticizing the Falcons for doing something. And I feel like if you had asked Bill Belichick when he was a coach the value of interceptions, he might not have had the same exact opinion on that.
There was a game during Gilmore's, I believe it was Gilmore's Defensive Player of the Year run. I think it was in Cincinnati where he had 3 picks, I want to say. And I remember the Monday morning call with Bill. I was like, have you, just a sort of softball type, like, have you seen a corner? Like, I was like, you've had a lot of great cornerbacks come through your system, and from Ty Law all the way through to here. Like, have you seen a cornerback on this type of run? Because in like 4 weeks, he had like 7 picks or something. Yeah. And he just basically, for lack of a better term, sort of trashed Stephon Gilmore. I mean, like, it's not that good. And it was like, oh, all right. I guess we're negotiating right now. Because it, in my opinion, was pretty good what he was doing.
Did you see the Mac Jones interview on Bussin' with the Boys?
I read the text. I didn't get the full Mac Jones giggly context, but yeah, that was a mess back then. People forget that was a real mess.
Yeah, and obviously Mac Jones could have played better, but and the Patriots, it wound up working out for the Patriots because they get Drake May. But yeah, I mean, if Josh McDaniels had stuck around, or if Bill Belichick was willing to hire an actual OC, really would have been interesting to see what would have happened with Mac Jones in New England.
I think maybe you disagree. Maybe I disagree, but I think Bill Belichick would have been a much better OC than Matt Patricia.
It would have been less complicated because there's like many head coaches who are play callers.
And it's like, Matt, go run the defense the same way he let Josh run the offense. Be like, just run the defense. Let me deal with this. I think he could have done it better than having a guy who just couldn't.
No, I think it was more complicated because he was also having Patricia be the offensive line coach. There are no offensive line coaches who are offensive play callers. There are many head coaches who are.
And let me throw one more log into the fire. He made it more complicated by just having Joe Judge involved in any way. Because I remember the year after that, Judge was back on special teams, and you could watch him in training camp and be like, this guy is a very good special teams coordinator. Right. He has this special teams unit doing exactly what they need to do, on point, on time. They look like a military unit. On offense, it looked like a Pop Warner team trying to play in the NFL. And it's just, I don't know, we're doing ancient history. But I think Bill would have been better at it.
I agree that Bill probably would have been better as an OC than either one of those guys. I wonder if, because it truly, it didn't, and I think Mac even said that him and Bill, I don't know, didn't necessarily get along that well. I wonder if that played a factor of Bill being like, I don't know, let's Matt, you do it. But I don't know. I mean, the amount of stuff that they were having Matt Patricia do, because the year before that, he was basically like the Patriots GM.
Not a Matt Patricia podcast.
I know. I actually had to kind of defend Patricia a little bit on Toucher and Hardy.
Wow.
Because they were essentially being like, oh, do you think that Patricia just fully believed that you could do it? I was like, I don't know. I think that he was willing to try anything, but I don't think he was going into that being like, yeah, I can be the best OC in the league. I think he was like, okay, this is what I'm being asked to do.
Yeah.
And I'll say yes and I'll do it.
And it's interesting because he was obviously sort of maligned for that. And we didn't play a role in that as the Pat's Chat podcast because we weren't.
Well, we were never a Matt Patricia podcast,
but
famously.
Like, also, not for nothing, but he was like a genuinely beloved defensive coach.
That's
like,
the thing.
Ask Devin McCourty about him. Ask Dante Hightower. Like all of the players that play defense for Matt Patricia love him. They'll beam. They'll start smiling when they talk about Matty P. And you had a good
Matt Patricia as a head coach, not so much.
No, not at all. But you had a good thing there, and you just sort of threw it in the blender for no reason. It's just sort of saying like, let's do a bad comparison. Let's say you're a pitcher in baseball. I have a baseball shirt on. I'm a child. It says baseball. Big baseball fan. Oh, yeah. I like the sport. Let's say you're a pitcher, right-hander. You got like a 91 mile an hour fastball and a nice slider. And then you're like, you know what? This year I'm going to pitch lefty.
Right.
That's kind of what it was like having a really good defensive coordinator run your offense for no discernible reason. You looking for a baseball?
I am looking for a baseball. I know there's one here somewhere.
Do you know what I miss? At BZ, I used to take walks to get coffee, go on lunches, and Harvard was next door. I can say this now because the statute of limitations is over.
Okay.
And we'd walk through the athletic fields. I would often find a lacrosse ball, a softball, a baseball, and you know what I would do?
Steal it?
Right in the pocket. The lacrosse ball is great for a walk.
Oh, lacrosse balls. So I live near Dean College in Franklin. Not to dox myself, which I definitely just did. But during the spring and summer, there's lacrosse balls everywhere, and lacrosse balls rock because you can just bounce it as you're walking along.
Great for a walk. Better than a tennis ball. Tennis ball, you got to put a little force into. That lacrosse
ball. No force. You can basically drop a lacrosse ball and it bounces back to you. But for some reason, my wife hates when I do it. Maybe because she thinks it's like dirty or something, but
it's not clean. But
it's not clean. They usually get dirty pretty fast.
Sorry, you don't have a baseball. But anyways, that was Matt Patricia talk.
Yeah.
I want to get into the rankings and stuff from ESPN, but quick baseball break.
Yep.
Did you watch the All-Star game?
I did. I wouldn't say I watched it like I didn't watch it as close as the home run derby, but I did watch it.
Did you enjoy a ton of strikeouts and groundouts?
No, I thought the game itself was boring. Oh, I found it.
Wow. Yeah, the game was rough unless you like strikeouts, groundouts. Like even the fact Ceddanne Rafaela played 6 innings, I think, in center field. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 6 innings. Didn't get a chance to make a catch. The ball barely left the infield. The pitching, I think that's a good side. Like the American League stinks out loud, but they struck out 15 NL batters and didn't allow a run. So not the best All-Star game. The home run derby itself was great. The broadcast, kind of a nightmare.
That if they had kept Will Ferrell
and
Luke Wilson on for the whole, like, I don't, that would have been rough.
That was painful. There was a tweet, no idea who sent it. It was in my For You tab. And they said, if you asked me in 2003 who the funniest person on earth was, I would say Will Ferrell, which is hard to fathom now. It's true.
I've said this on the podcast, and I know it's a controversial statement. If you put on Anchorman now at this point, like Anchorman's not funny anymore. Step Brothers, I think, is still funny. Anchorman, maybe it's just because I know everything from it too well. Maybe, but like
that's sort of like saying like
funny anymore.
I think that's kind of like saying like Alive by Pearl Jam isn't a good song anymore. It's just like, I think when you've heard it too much or seen it too much, it's like not funny. Like we watch Elf every year. Elf is still funny.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't seen Talladega Nights in probably 20 years.
No.
The other guys,
School's decent. Other guys I haven't watched for a while. But yeah, something about Anchorman. I put that on recently. It was like,
it's a little.
This is not funny anymore.
It's a little bulky. I did watch Semi Pro recently. It was,
I was never a big Semi Pro guy in general.
Yeah.
Only watched it once, but I did think. So Will Ferrell was at the height of his popularity 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, in like the 90s and 2000s, did we really see them like dragging out these stars from 20 years ago? And the answer was yes. Like in the 80s, Bill Murray, like in the 2000s, like Bill Murray was still everywhere, and Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, like all these comedians from 20 years ago were still out there. In the 90s, we were still seeing like Bob Newhart and guys from the 70s. So like that aspect of it hasn't changed. But I was thinking about it during the All-Star game too, where like Ben Stiller was doing some sort of monologue, and you've got Will Ferrell, and it's just like, God, can we bring people a little bit more modern in to do some of these things?
Yeah, I'm glad that was short-lived, but really, like from the get-go, there was a flyover, and they had a camera behind the plate to show it, but it was on the net, and it started shaking because people were shaking it. So like, all right, cut to another camera, and they didn't have another camera on the airplanes flying over the baseball ballpark, which I found was a good sign to come of just not seeing stuff on your screen during the home run derby. Like, let's zoom in on the batter's nostrils and not show the ball flight.
I did appreciate the no time. I did appreciate the no time, the no timeouts.
Dude, the home run derby was great.
Yeah.
I wish it was broadcast in a different way.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Underrated, by the way, Will Ferrell movie.
What?
Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it's rated PG. Good for the whole family. You're welcome.
I've got a couple other things to talk about too.
What
was the Patriots thing you said we wanted to get to?
The rankings, but did we? Did we mean to pause at some point in our podcast? We're a little rusty.
Yes, we are a little bit rusty. But there's no time like the present to talk about Prize Picks. Usually this is the one thing I depend on you to do for this podcast, is remind me about the ad break, and you failed me.
I haven't podcasted in too long. I'm sorry.
But we did talk about how it's a scorching sports summer. You can make all your picks on Prize Picks. The WNBA and baseball are heating up, and every game in soccer's biggest tournament is getting more important, with big tennis slams and major golf tournaments on the horizon. There's no better place for all of your summer sports picks than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. We should do some Prize Picks. Did you want to do baseball? Did you want to do Red Sox?
Can you do Friday's game?
Yeah. Well, let me check.
You got Jake Bennett on the mound
as we speak. What?
You got Jake Bennett on the mound for the Red Sox. That's fun.
Yep.
He's been good.
We could also do it's a little late to do World Cup. Oh, I have to update the app. So this will be a quick second.
That'll get you every time.
Who do you like for the Red Sox other than Jake Bennett, though? Wilson Contreras is still serving his suspension.
He cannot play Friday afternoon. He can play Friday night. That's a rare thing. You don't see that too. Maybe
I know, double header coming out of an All-Star break. I actually don't love it.
I don't mind it because it's sort of like you get that extra day off.
I guess,
used to play on Thursdays, when men were men. But
so Fridays, we can do Friday's Red Sox game. They're playing the Red Hot Rays. Friday afternoon, 1:35. So, Anthony Seigler, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I might go less than on that one.
If you think, here's this: the Red Sox. I wrote a story this morning. I think they're 15-7 when Seigler starts, or 15-6. So if you think they're going to win, take more than on anything Seigler. If you think they're going to lose, take the less than. He's really good in wins. He's really bad in losses. I don't know what to tell you. I like, what's the strikeout number on Bennett? 4.5?
I don't think it's on here yet.
Damn.
I think it's all offense.
That's how they get you.
They don't
have your guy, Griffin Jacks.
I think that's McGann's guy. You know what? We might not be able to do this because I'm not seeing any Rays on here.
That's going to be tough.
So,
Junior Caminero took a fastball off the finger during the All-Star game, so that wasn't good.
That was not good. So we could do
tough sports day.
It is tough. Let me see here.
You got any open golf on there? Open golf championship?
Let me see. And we could do World Cup, but it's kind of short-lived.
Well, let's do it, and then we'll look smart.
Okay, let's do it.
All
right. World Cup.
I think Messi's going to score. How about that?
All right, so Messi more than half goal.
One thing cool about the World Cup.
You know what? Messi more than 1.5 shots.
Yeah, why not? Because one thing I've noticed about soccer, as I've watched every match in this World Cup, pretty much, the best players like always score.
Yeah. I have something to say about that in a second.
It's as if you would turn on a baseball game and like Aaron Judge always hit a home run, basically.
What about Jordan Pickford, England, more than 1.5 goalie saves?
Yeah, he's gotta. They're all so good. I don't know if until they're not, then they just let a shot go off their stomach and they give up a goal. But yeah.
All right, so we got Jordan Pickford, 1.5 goalies, more than 1.5 goalie saves, and then Messi more than half a goal and more than 1.5 shots.
All right, do we want like a Bellingham one?
Oh, you want to do 4? Sure.
I can't take Kane unless we do
Bellingham 2.5 shots.
Oof, 2.5's a lot.
More than half SOT.
Shots on target. Let's do that. He'll get one on.
All right. Cool.
We're gonna be. This is now. What's a word for soccer that rhymes with Pats?
I quite frankly probably don't even know enough about soccer to tell you that.
You know what's annoying? We can talk about this after you finish our. What are we looking at here?
All right, we got it. So one thing about soccer, you said how it's like usually only one guy who scores. It feels like other than England, who's got Harry Kane and Bellingham, like I feel like every team only has one like famous guy too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's
why that's weird. I don't know.
Well, you get all the glory. There was that rush. I'm using hockey terms now because I'm not a soccer expert. Where it was basically a 2-on-1 Norway had, and Holland was the second guy.
Right.
And the other guy was just like, and Holland was like, "I'm the guy that scores. Give me the ball next time."
Especially early in the World Cup, it truly felt like the only guys who were scoring were the team's best player.
But I just think it's cool. You put on a match and it's like, oh, Messi's going to score. It's like, oh, Kane's going to score.
Holland's going to score.
Mbappe's going to score. And it's like, sweet. This is fun. Just like you expected. So
yeah,
that'll be fun. This one's at Atlanta, another stadium that's looked great. I think the final should be at SoFi. SoFi looked great.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess they want open air, but open air in the summer is risky business. Hopefully they don't get wildfire smoke in New York this weekend. I don't know what the forecast is. An annoying thing is this is not a novel take. It bothers soccer people to no end. Just because the rule is the way it is doesn't mean it can't change. The offside rule of being a slight body part past the body, like it should be like hockey. In hockey, you can straddle the line. If you're not, I don't know, fully past the body, it's not really, and you're not gaining an advantage and you're just ruining opportunities offensively that otherwise they really don't need to be. If my nose is past your body, I'm not cheating. I'm not hanging offside. Right. It shouldn't be taken away.
I think the aspect that I think is so silly about current offsides is that the challenges have changed the game of soccer so much where obviously the officials were not able to officiate that to the same degree that they are now for what? How long has soccer been going on? For 1,000 years, whatever.
Sure.
So like the game has changed dramatically from that being a judgment call or like a on the field call to now having this like precise challenge.
Right.
And it also, I don't know, I mean, it takes away from the excitement when like you see something cool happen. That's like, well, did it actually happen?
The other thing, because we rely on technology, like tennis reviews are great because you have a ball and you have a line and it's very black and white.
Right.
People trust this VAR as if it's perfect. Like you're putting a plane on the field at the point that the pass was sent. I don't know when you're exactly freezing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was an offside. I forget what match it was. It was in the group play where someone was offside by an inch. And it's like, well, was that exactly when the ball was kicked? And then you have the one with the review where they say the sensor in the ball noticed it hit the guy's hair.
Right.
I don't believe that. Like it's a
I know.
All due respect to my friends at FIFA, an operation that I don't fully trust. So when it comes to these things, I don't trust the technology as much as I do when it's a ball in a line, et cetera, et cetera. These are all fluid moving planes of existence that aren't necessarily governable by technology.
I know I personally have not watched lost soccer in my life, but the idea of officiating offsides just with the naked eye,
Right.
like how in God's name were they doing that for that many years? It's wild. Rankings.
So Drake May was 8th on the Patriots. I mean, on the ESPN. I always like the ESPN list that Jeremy Fowler does every year, where he polls executives, coaches, and scouts for their rankings.
Yep.
And it's just funny because they don't matter,
Yeah.
Like, go back and look at last year. I bet Jaden Daniels was top 5, and then he has an injury plagued season, isn't very good, and now he's an afterthought. CJ Stroud the year before was this, great thing. Now no one's talking about CJ Stroud. So I don't think they matter. I think people get all upset about them, and it's ultimately just sort of like the ultimate talk show filler. So I'm not here to be like, Drake May belongs at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I think the bigger picture story is, if you go back to last year, I think, I can't speak for you and I, but I'm just guessing most people, including us, were probably like, if Drake May can establish himself in his first year as a starter as a top 15 quarterback,
Right,
that will be really good for him and the Patriots. And now it's like, he should be top 5. It just speaks to the giant leap he took. And I just think overall, if you can just zoom out from these specific rankings, like Colin Cowherd had him at 10, and people are going to be all pissed, like, oh, how do you have Goff in front of him? And it's just like, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because on Sunday you have a quarterback who's in his second year as a full-time starter, who's one of the best in the game. And I just think that's sort of my bigger takeaway from that. And it's good to remember where they came from a year ago.
This conversation's got to trend negative right now. What are the chances that Drake May in the same time next year is where Stroud and Daniels have become?
Say that again.
So you just mentioned how, so what are the chances that May in a year from now falls off a cliff like Daniels and Stroud did in rankings?
Outside of injury, I would say 0%. Because it's gotten better for him. The situation's gotten better for him. They drafted a tackle. McDaniels is there. It's their second year together. They got A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to fall back. And I think the degree of difficulty on the opponents and the schedule and all that is real. But his numbers, it wasn't like he put up 48 touchdowns.
Right.
He had modest numbers. I think the numbers will improve. We've talked about this. Maybe the efficiency goes down. Maybe the completion rate and the passer rating go down, because they were sort of absurd last year. So there will be different aspects of his game that sort of move up and down. But I don't see any way we're going to sit here in January and be like, ugh, tough season for Drake May, didn't really perform up to standards. I don't see that happening at all.
I think there's a small percent chance, maybe like 3%, something like that, 2%.
Well, that's the same.
But it's based on the schedule. I don't think that he's going to get worse as a player, but I could see, based on the schedule, his numbers dropping off to a degree that people panic or overcompensate, or I don't know.
I should know this because we're the Pats chat, right? We should know this. Wasn't there a thing? I'm trying to remember, because people were arguing last year about the ease of the schedule and everything. Did they face any difficult defenses? Like,
it's been a long time, and I also haven't thought about football very much in the last month.
Yeah, bad job by us. I don't know. The Raiders weren't good. The Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, the Bills, the Saints. I don't know. I guess it wasn't. The Bengals, when they played them, were on pace to have the worst defensive season in history.
Yeah.
So that was an easy one. I don't know. The defense is obviously in the playoffs got a lot more difficult with the Chargers, Texans, Broncos, Seahawks. So
yes.
And he didn't perform as well there. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I forget what it was. It was, what it was? I think I had it flipped, because there was the MVP debate, and the Rams had a much tougher schedule, but might have faced easier defenses or something like that. And people were using that as a knock against Stafford, which again is ancient history. But no, there's that ranking. A.J. Brown was 9th on that list. which I think I didn't do the research on this, but let's just do it here. Jeremy Fowler's been doing these things for at least 4 years.
Mm.
Do you think a Patriots receiver has earned votes? Like
Probably not.
In the post Edelman era of Patriots receivers.
Yeah, I can't imagine Jacoby Myers being on there.
That was my only thought. Maybe he got a 10th place vote from someone, but doubtful. So now you have a player considered to still be, and I have it open here. There is a lot of players he's ahead of. So he's at 9. You can probably guess.
There probably is a lot of players he's ahead of. There's got to be hundreds of wide receivers in the NFL.
Good one. Stephon Diggs, by the way, the best number 2 receiver in the league. He's just not in the league. Chase is number 1, Jefferson number 2, and Smith and Jigba number 3, Puka Nacua number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown number 5. Like those are, I think, everybody's top 5.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have CeeDee Lamb. Pickens at 7, I guess, is a little bit interesting. Nico Collins at 8 is a little interesting. Then you have AJ Brown. But all those guys are young rising stars. They all are. So you have AJ Brown as sort of the veteran that makes the top 10, followed by another one in Devontae Adams. And then your honorable mentions, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill. I don't know about that one. Drake London, Jameson
Even
Williams.
Malik Neighbors, like he's had 1 season.
I know. It's all about potential there. And then also receiving votes, Alec Pierce, remember him? T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave. Like these are all dudes. These are all big name, big players. And you, based on the evaluation, and you can't value it with receivers and not value it with quarterbacks. I think you just look at it as sort of part of the patchwork. A guy that still is considered one of the best. And I don't know, I guess there was some debate about that. There was some question about what he has left or what he can do. And everyone around the league still thinks he can do it.
Yeah, no, it's major. And yeah, to think that they have the 9th best wide receiver in the NFL is huge. It's huge for the Patriots. It's huge for Drake May, huge for the offense. Could be a very, very, very fun season that we have coming up here. Let's get in some nonsense topics. Cool with that?
I'm good on nonsense. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First of all, daylight savings. Would you rather be light outside at 8 a.m. or 4 p.m.?
I feel like a non-human on this one because everyone's getting mad and debating it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care. Just tell me what time it is. I don't know. It sucks. It's gonna suck one way or the other, and I'm not too picky on which one it is.
I would personally, this is not political in any way. I think I'd rather it be light outside at 4:30 than 8 a.m. It's real tough during the winter when it gets dark so early.
I guess there's never a day where I wake up and I say, oh, it's a little sunny out. It's easier to wake up now because it's always difficult to wake up.
Yeah.
Whereas
we're in a unique position as New Englanders where we should be in the Atlantic time zone. We should not be in the Eastern time zone.
Right. That's probably what needs to be fixed.
If anyone needs this, it's us.
But on the flip side, I saw a tweet out of Indianapolis where it's like, it won't get light out until 9:30 a.m. And it's like, you belong in the Central time zone.
Yes.
That's got to be the solution. So I don't know that then you're getting really deep into the weeds there. Like, can you imagine the identity crisis you would have as a city and state if you changed time zones?
I know.
Like I don't know, Monday Night Football starts at 7:15 instead of 8:15.
Yeah.
That would throw people off. So you can't really do that.
Right. If we moved to Atlantic, then Monday Night Football would start at 9 p.m.
Which it used to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
pretty crazy.
It's complicated. I kind of don't care.
Are you eating fresh fruits and vegetables?
Are we in the trust tree?
Yeah.
I'm so scared of the diarrhea parasite. It is consuming I'm afraid to eat. I get emails about the diarrhea parasite. Like, be watch out, and no one knows where it comes from. So no, my wife first tuned me in. Like, it could be berries, could be blueberries, could be raspberries. No more berries. And I'm like, okay, what am I can't eat a salad? You're telling me I can't eat a salad? What am I supposed to eat? Pop-Tarts? Is that the healthy choice these days?
So yesterday I was going to go out to lunch with my mom and Olivia, and I was like, should we go to Cava? I was like, well, there's not really a point.
A lot of cilantro.
So we went to Chili's, and I got the trio, the fajito trio, with shrimp, chicken, and steak, and grilled vegetables.
Yeah, I got some grilled veggies last night.
So that's what I did. but so I probably have like some form of IBS as it is.
Hell yeah.
So this doesn't really affect me that much, but I'm not going to eat fresh produce until they figure this out, because I'm not like searching to have stomach problems, I'm not aiming for it.
I'll tell you, this might turn some people off to our podcast, so I'll keep it as clean as possible. You could have a stomach bug and you could be up top or you could be down below. Yeah. And everyone thinks down below is not too bad until you got it.
Yeah.
You get 3 days, 4 days, 5 days.
That's the thing, is that it can last for like a week. So you're basically not eating then at that point.
Like I truly hate the up top stomach bug, but if we're talking 12 to 16 hours of it,
right,
I'd take that over a week. Though people do keep saying you lose 10 pounds, which I think we all want to do, but I don't think that's the way to do it.
I'm currently the lowest weight wise that I've been since I think entering high school, because I was like kind of a chubby 9th grader.
8th grade, Doug.
Yeah. Wow. I was like 190 entering high school.
Okay.
So it's not like crazy that I'm the lowest that I've been since I was like 14 or 13.
Do you want
But I don't really want to lose 10 pounds right now.
No, you'd probably look really ill.
Yeah.
I could lose 10 pounds. Do you know, I went to high school. I played football freshman
year.
Don't
worry. I'm not small.
I played football all 4 years, but when I started, they weigh you and they measure you.
Right.
Do you know what your podcast partner, Michael Hurley, measured in and weighed in at in the fall of 2000?
Were you 5'1", 120 pounds?
So you're a little too short and a little too heavy. I
was 5'2"?
5'2", 105.
Wow.
And they gave me a helmet and shoulder pads and said, get out there, kid. And thinking back, it's like, you can't let that kid play football. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I survived barely, but my body has been paying the price ever since. I think by senior year, I was like 5'7", 160, which it was actually preferable to be the little guy, because if you did anything, it was like, yeah. But when you're 5'7", 160, it's like you shouldn't even be here. What are you doing?
I think my freshman year of football, I was like 5'9", 180, 185, something like that, and then just grew but didn't gain weight, and now I've been fluctuating weight ever since. But I don't really want to lose that much weight right now.
I could, because I went on vacation for a week and ate ice cream every day, so that was like 5 pounds right there.
The way to combat that is to just paddleboard for an hour every day. Just
Really?
Yes.
You burn some calories out there?
Yeah, it's wild.
Right.
Some around. I ran a few times on the Cape too. I ran the first 5K of my life.
Ugh, that sucks.
It was like 26 minutes, something like that. I was impressed with myself. I'm bragging about it.
I don't run. I don't believe in it.
We are different ages right now. I'm 40. You're going to be 40 soon, correct? No? Just to turn 39 again?
It already happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it did.
It already happened.
So we're both 40.
7-Eleven, Doug, free Slurpee day. That's my birthday. I don't like it. I think when I texted you, you were like, it sucks. It just doesn't sound good. Nothing changes. It's just like, I don't like the sound of it.
Right. Yeah. Like being in your 30s is a lot different than being in your 40s. But you know what? My life hasn't really changed since I turned 40, so it's okay.
You're in the best shape of your life. You should do a Bowflex ad.
I should.
I'm Doug Kyed. I'm 40 years old and I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, I don't have anything much more to say about being 40. I've been reading a lot. I read the Chris Wren Fenway Punk book about him selling shirts and starting up Bridge 9 Records. I would recommend it. It was a good read, if only because it brought up good memories of the 2003 and 2004 Red Sox.
It's a different era, different time of
not
world.
Great memories of 2003, but obviously it was a quality season overall. But you just kind of forget how crazy things were in 2004 with the Red Sox.
You go to Fenway now, and this is not a news story, but it's just everything is such universe is different from what it was back then. Like you had people camping out on the street for standing room tickets. Yeah. It was the hardest ticket to get. You can go in any game you want to now. It's still pricey because it's an attraction, but the game is sort of secondary or maybe even lower than that to the party and the drinking and the music and the games. And it's just sort of like, oh yeah, they're playing baseball too. So
the thing that struck me the most was that like I sold Yankee Sox shirts outside of Fenway. I did it. I didn't do it in 2004. I did in like 2008 through 2010 or something like that. But I feel like the Red Sox Yankees rivalry just doesn't matter and doesn't exist anymore.
I mean,
and that's feels so crazy.
Red Sox swept a 4-game series 2 weeks ago, and it was like, all right, like the Yankees are almost unrecognizable. They don't have stars when their stars are injured.
Right.
They're lying. You look at this team, obviously, is devoid of stars. It's just sort of, it used to be like Ali Frazier.
Yeah.
And now it's just not. One
but one other thing, just before I forget, because I'm 40 now. It was incredible. So like the Don Zimmer thing happened. I forgot it happened during the playoffs.
Yeah.
And also
the Clemens game.
Slapping at Bronson Arroyo's glove. You forget, like, also happened during the playoffs. Like,
I don't forget that. That's when I knew
massive moments.
No, those, I mean, in 2003, when Boone hit the home run, you sat there and you're like, oh, that's my generation's moment.
Right. Oh,
we got
for sure.
one. And in the following year, when A-Rod slaps the ball away and the runs, and you're just like, oh, I guess it's happening again.
Right.
Because it always, and then I think the craziest thing in Red Sox history was Game 6, Yankee Stadium. They reversed the A-Rod slap, which I never saw coming. And when Bellhorn hit a woman in the chest with a home run, and was it Joe West? No, it wasn't Joe West. It was the guy who blew the perfect game with the handlebar mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I blanking? Shame on me. He was out in left field. When you're the left field umpire in the playoffs, you have two jobs: fair foul, home run, not a home run. It hit a woman in her puffy jacket. The ball deadened and fell onto the field, and Matsui picked it up and threw it in. And he was like, nope. Jim Joyce, that's his name.
Yeah.
Nope. The Francona's running. I was like, nope. It's like, are you at the game?
Right.
And they overturned it and called it a home run. So when those two things happened, it was like, oh, this is
changing.
Change. Yeah. One free shout out to Bridge 9. I don't know if I mentioned this. Piebald played a record release show there in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I immediately bought a ticket because Piebald's one of my favorite bands of all time, only to later learn that my daughter had a string concert last night.
Mm-hmm.
That night, I should say. So I emailed Bridge 9. I'm like, hey, listen, I know it's non-refundable, like whatever. I'm the dumbass that bought a ticket and can't use it. Can you at least like use it? If I can't get my money back, like whatever, can you donate it? I didn't get a reply, but I did get a credit to my account.
Nice.
So it was like, they didn't have to do that at all. Like, no. In no way was I like, give me my money back. I was like, I don't want to take up a spot in a place where 100 people can go if I can't go. And they gave me my money back, which was really nice. So I will be maybe I'll buy the book. Maybe that will sort of be the circle of life.
Hell yeah, do that. Lots of crazy stories. Like I said, I sold Yankee Sox shirts 2008 to 2010. I think I only sold for Sully's for a brief amount of time because there used to be two companies. There was like Sully's, like there was the original Yankee Sock people, which when I was working for them was called Sweet Ink. And then there was Sully's, which sold Yankee Sock stickers, but then also other shirts. And at some point they joined forces. And I think I might've worked for Sully's briefly doing that, but it was a fun time. Almost got my car stolen during that period of time. There was lots of fights. There was lots of, you kind of had to battle for your turf. It was a fun first job out of college and in college.
One thing about the differences now, we talked about the team itself, the t-shirt sales outside are really inappropriate. Really inappropriate out there.
There used to be a Bukaki Matsui shirt.
Very inappropriate, but it was sports based. There's shirts now that are like, I bleep like a champ.
Right.
And they're like all like these sexual prowess shirts.
Isn't there also like Titty Garden? Like, is that a thing?
They sell them. I don't know who's buying them. But you walk by and you're like, what? Why?
Right.
Like what happened to like LeBron is a bitch. Very inappropriate, but it made you laugh.
Yeah.
Not sport. There are inappropriate ones that have nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, it's weird.
Where it's just sort of like, why are you selling that? You're annoying me. You're a dork. You're a dork. You're a dork. That's what it is.
But yeah, reading that was fun. And selling shirts was fun. Last thing, back to school jam, August 1st in Cambridge. We are, as a podcast, sponsoring that, so everyone should go. It's free. Cambridge Skate Park. Haywire is playing. Fiddlehead is playing. Shout out Pat Flynn. And then there's a Invasion Right Brigade set that I'm excited about. Jesse Standhard was a singer of Right Brigade, and he was my boss when I sold shirts at Sweet Ink. Him and AJ from Stop and Think were my bosses. And I keep in touch with Jesse to this day. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I think we're good other than that.
Did you see the clip Haywire was performing at, forgive my Worcester ignorance, the 5 Hills or 7 Hills Festival?
Oh yeah, week? 7 Hills, yeah.
And they held the mic up to a toddler who was up front. I didn't actually have the volume on, so I don't know if he pulled off the lyric or not, but
that's great.
Cool. Looked like a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a good time. But other than that, it was good to pod again. And we'll do this more regularly.
See you next month. See you August 15th. We'll do another one.
All right. You good? All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't set an outro video. Hold on.